My fellow viewers, today is not just another day in the world of politics. What unfolded this afternoon marks a turning point, one that could redefine leadership, public power, and the economic direction of this entire city. A single decision made by Zohran Mamdani has initiated a ripple effect that no one in the establishment expected, and its consequences reach far beyond a headline. This wasn't a symbolic gesture or a routine announcement. It was a direct challenge to the economic and political framework that has quietly shaped the lives of millions for decades. And whether people support or oppose his move, one thing is clear: the ground beneath our political landscape has shifted. A challenge to the existing power structure. For years, the city's policies have been influenced, openly or quietly, by a small circle of decision makers with deep economic ties. Mamdani stepped directly into that territory today. What makes this moment so important is that he didn't present his argument as charity or ideology. He framed it as a necessity in a time when working families are crushed under rising costs and shrinking opportunities. The establishment's discomfort was immediate, because when someone questions the structure that keeps the powerful comfortable, three things always happen. Those benefiting from the system feel threatened. Those suffering under it feel hope. The political class is forced to respond. That is the stage Mamdani has set. Exposing what was meant to stay hidden, Mamdani did more than critique policy. He exposed the contradiction at the heart of the city's economic model. He pushed a long, avoided conversation into the open eye. How can a city function when the people who sustain it can no longer afford to live in it? By bringing this question to the surface, he revealed something the elite hoped would remain invisible: that the system is not natural or unchangeable. It is constructed, which means it can be reconstructed. This is why his action triggered such a strong response. The moment someone pulls one brick from the wall, all the others begin to loosen. Economic pressure at the center of the storm: rising rents, unstable wages, vanishing affordability. These issues are not random misfortunes. They are consequences of an economic design that favors profit over people. For years, the public was encouraged to believe that their struggles were personal failures or unfortunate circumstances. But today, Mamdani made the connection that many leaders avoid. These are systemic outcomes, not accidents. And once people recognize that their challenges are shared, not isolated, their frustration transforms into awareness. Awareness becomes pressure, and pressure forces political action. The establishment's reaction: panic behind polished statements. What revealed the true impact of Mamdani's move wasn't the speeches that followed. It was the speed and tone of the establishment's response. Behind the carefully chosen words was a clear message: a nerve has been struck. Their urgency wasn't about disagreement. It was about protecting influence. Corporate donors, political strategists, and financial stakeholders all felt the tremor because Mamdani didn't attack them directly. He challenged the system that shields them. And when the public starts asking who truly benefits from existing policies, the illusion of stability begins to crack. A direct confrontation with corporate influence. For decades, large corporations have shaped the city's priorities, from zoning laws to budget negotiations. Their influence was treated as normal, a behind-the-scenes force that rarely faced public scrutiny. But Mamdani put that influence under a spotlight. He questioned why corporate money plays such a central role in public decisions. He asked why profit consistently outweighs affordability. He challenged the idea that corporate interests deserve a voice louder than the people's. This reframing was a direct threat to those invested in keeping these questions unspoken. A new political narrative takes shape. Political messaging usually follows a predictable rhythm: acknowledge a problem, promise small changes, then move on. But Mamdani broke that pattern. He didn't try to comfort the public. He didn't offer vague promises. He confronted the structural issues head on. This shifted the political conversation from surface level debates to deeper questions: who really controls policy? Who benefits from the current system? Who is left out? And what happens if the public starts demanding something different? Once these questions enter the public sphere, they don't leave easily. Public momentum is growing, and that's what frightens the elite. Momentum cannot be manufactured by politicians. It emerges when people hear someone finally say aloud what they've silently experienced for years. That is what happened today. As residents begin realizing that their challenges are not individual burdens, but products of a flawed system, they become more willing to engage, question, and demand. A politically awakened public is unpredictable, and unpredictability is the establishment's greatest fear. This is why today's moment matters so deeply, not because of one politician's statement, but because of the movement it may ignite, the beginning of something bigger. When people start to see the system clearly, when they recognize the patterns shaping their lives, they become harder to silence, harder to distract, harder to control. And once the narrative changes, expectations change. And when expectations change, politics changes. Today may be remembered not as a single announcement, but as the moment when the city began to question who truly holds power and whether that power still belongs in the same hands. A shift has begun, quiet for now, but undeniable. And no matter how hard the establishment tries, this momentum will not be easy to contain.